All right, YouTube, this is Mr. Mean coming at you this Wednesday afternoon. I hope everyone is okay. I'm whipping out a quick video on my lunch hour. Just wanted to say a hi and a how did it do. I want to give a special shout out to Stephen Turner of Britannia Games. What I'm about to show you, he sent me gratis from the fine folks at Stygian Fox. This is not a paid review. My opinions and my thoughts are my own. But Stygian Fox nor Britannia Games paid me to do this. They did send me free copies, and therefore I gave them a look, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. First, I want to state in a disclaimer, I'm not a Cthulhu fan. Just never got into it. Never had a really good GM to run the game. Horror or this suspense drama kind of thing is not my cup of tea. I've played Cthulhu a couple of times. It's always ended very badly. And it's one of those, never read the book. And if you do read the book, save a bullet in the chamber for yourself. Because you read the book, you're going to go mad. Now, that being said, I do appreciate Call of Cthulhu. I think it is one of our pillars of our role-playing foundry, so to speak. And I think it does have its place. It's just not my cup of tea. But I do have the two collector's editions. I have the 20-year collector's edition and the 40-year collector's edition of Call of Cthulhu. Why? Because I collect RPGs, and the production value and the print quality were amazing on both, and so I could not get them. They were gorgeous, and I'm so happy I have them in my collection. And I do enjoy, every once in a while. One of the weird things about this hobby is, or books in general, you can always go back to, a video game. You play it, you beat it, you get a little extra joy out of it if it has somewhat of a replay value, like Borderlands. And that's really the only one I play. But you do have some replayability, and you get a little bit of enjoyment. Either you kill some time, you relax, whatever it is for you. With books, though, it's I've read just about all of these books a fair amount. But I always go back years later. Like I went back when D&D 5th edition released the new Eberron book, and I went back and I looked through, and I think you can see them right there. That's all the Eberron 3.5 edition books. And I went through and kind of glossed through them and looked at them, and, and kind of fond memories of role-playing sessions where we played Eberron and really enjoyed it. So the books just have a special place where they mean a lot to me, and they remind me of things. And it's like a great song, when you listen to like Eagles, Hotel California, or, if you're an Eminem fan, whatever your song du jour may be, it's the same thing with books. They invoke memories, and they're invocative of a time where you enjoyed, either just curling up and reading them or playing the game, whatever it may be. So Call of Cthulhu is like that for me. I'm not a huge horror reader. I don't get into it, but I'm really glad I have them in my collection. And so I got two here the other day from Mr. Turner that he sent me. He didn't ask for a review or anything, just asked if I was interested. And, I said, sure, if you want to send me stuff, I won't say no. And of course, you guys remember to go back in the vault there and check. He sent me the red collector's edition of the Chivalry and Sorcery. And oh my God, is that book beautiful with the slipcase and the bestiary. So anyway, when Steven recommends something, I'm going to take a look at it because I value his opinion and his recommendations. And so he sent me two things from a little company called Stygian Fox. And it's in the Lovecraft country. I'm going to go over the first one first because it's a reprint. It's a second edition. Further Adventures in Lovecraft Country by Lynch, Herber, Ross, Smith, Adair, Rios, Skorkowski, Bolt, McLeah, McGinnis, Gibbons, Proctor, and Sumter. This is for 7th edition Call of Cthulhu, but you can really use it in just about any edition. It's from Stygian Fox. It's in conjunction with Chaosium Incorporated. and it's New Tales of the Miskatonic Valley, 2nd edition. So if you have the 1st edition, this does add some new stuff. First, it reprints the scenarios from the original New Tales of the Miskatonic Valley and adds a full color layout, new art, a brand new scenario, new maps, and play aids. There are some not NPCs. There's some pre-generated characters in here that, you know, if you're just looking to get started and you want a book of adventures, you can't go wrong with this. The layout of the book is phenomenal. It's printed on that like heavy paper, but it looks like vintage. Like there's a little bit of yellowing. I don't know if the camera will do it justice, but there's a little bit of like yellowing to the paper, like almost like it's an older newspaper or something. Coffee stains, you know. There's handouts, malice, you know, all kinds of handouts in the book. The art is pretty good. It's a lot of like paper clippings and things like that. You know, there's you know, some of the art. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible, and it fits the genre. There's one thing, you know, the art for me doesn't always have to be, you know, Van Gogh or whatever, you know, but it has to fit the genre. It has to fit the theme that they're trying to invoke in the book, and I think that this art does. There's tons of maps. I mean, here's a nice explore charming Foxvilla, you know, and it's a countryside there, probably in the Dunwich or you know, somewhere in England. You know, like I said, the art fits. The adventures seem appropriate. They're very well laid out. Yeah, so the wild rising hills of Dunwich. We all know nothing good happens in Dunwich after dark. Hell, sometimes even in the daylight. You know, and I've read enough Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft to know the gist of it. The adventures are really, really laid out very well. The pre-generated characters they give you definitely fit the setting. You know, this is 1920s Gaslight. You know, there you go. You know, some cool. Like I said, the art fits. And it's just really well laid out. So, you know, you get 7 adventures. This was, I believe, if I remember correctly, was a successful Kickstart. Yeah, this was a Kickstart. They do give homage to the Kickstarter backers and everything. There's notes and frantic scribblings. There's just a blank page. It literally says notes and frantic scribbling up at the top. And then there's several pre-generated characters, which I think are really well done. I kind of like how they've done it. You know, so there's the character sheet front and back, and then you get like an armor section or equipment, what they're carrying, relationship manager here, so it's you in the middle, and then all the people around you and how you relate to them and stuff. So the player, you know, you can put the character's name and the player's name, so you can kind of keep it. I really like it when they take that extra step to do that. Basically tell you how to do skill rolls, wounds, and healings. So really good little resource. Like I said, if you're a Call of Cthulhu player, this is something you may be interested in. 7 adventures, full color maps, everything's well laid out. You know, play aids, you know, handouts, everything you need is in here. It's a chunky book too. We're weighing in at aside from the Kickstarter pages, we're weighing in at 236 pages, so that's a lot of bang for your buck. I do not know the retail price on here. I will put a link to Stygian Fox's drive-through. You can also find them on Amazon.com. So, you know, depending on where you live, Amazon may be easier to get to, especially if you're over in the UK. You could go to amazon.co.uk and you could buy their products there. I'm almost positive these guys are in the UK since Steven is recommending them and stuff like that. 7th edition, you know, probably use it, easily adaptable to any other 6th edition or whatever. I think we're on 7th edition right now for Call of Cthulhu. I can't remember, but Miskatonic Valley New Tales, 2nd edition. Go check it out. Tell them Mr. Mean sent you. So go hit up Stygian Fox, give him a like. Now the one that really caught my eye, that one was nice. It was nice to get it, and I'm going to enjoy it. But the one that really caught my eyes, because I run a couple modern games here and there, sometimes superheroes, sometimes like dramas. Not a whole lot. I'm not a big drama guy, but I do like superheroes. I do like modern superheroes. I don't do Modern Warfare just because those that don't know, I do have a little PTSD. I did the Grenada conflict and Desert Storm, and so I don't like real life or anything that's too realistic, and I think that's why maybe Call of Cthulhu it strikes a little too close to home for me. But that being said, I'm always up for adventures and things that are dealing with mystery and stuff like that. I'm always down for them, and I gotta say, Mr. Brian M. Salmons for the modern era Call of Cthulhu by Stygian Fox. This is for mature gamers, so don't be leaving this laying around for your 12-year-old to look at unless they're very mature and you're the parent, you're their guardian or whatever. You know what your kids can and can't handle. But this deals with some disturbing stories in here. One of them that I found particularly neat was, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but let's just say there's a dog that's been, shall we say, touched by the powers of darkness, Cthulhu, whatever you want to call it, and he's running around with a pack of other dogs, and they're going around terrorizing, eating people. It's pretty dark, but it's a good adventure. It's very well laid out. There's 7 adventures in here for modern era Cthulhu, mystery and death. So you don't have to use this just for Call of Cthulhu. This would make these would probably be some really good adventures for like ghost ops if you're doing military and you want to drop them in and just give them something weird. I mean, you're already playing Ghost Ops by Feral Games, so you're expecting a military type campaign, and you throw something like these feral dogs that are somehow maybe different. I don't want to say demonic or whatever, but you get what I'm getting at. You could run a very cool adventure, drop them in, South America somewhere, and, shit's going down. Your agent hasn't reported in, and you found out he's been eaten by a pack of dogs. That's going to freak the players out a little bit, and again, use common sense, know your group. If people have been traumatized by a dog, you may not want to do this, but that's just me. But this is a really well done book. I like the art in it. I like the layout. It's full color. It takes it from the point of view of like newspaper articles. And I think that's really cool, because what you can do is just print these off and give them to your players. There's full maps in here. There's NPCs. There's stats for everything. Man found dead in a warehouse. I mean, it's just, to me, it's cool. They give you like a whole bunch of monsters in here, and they give you some stats for everything you need. This is pretty self-contained. If you're running Call of Cthulhu with your investigators, this is one you're probably going to like. Now there is some like child abduction in here and missing people. So again, if that's a trigger for any of your players, you want to read these adventures all the way through before you start running them. You don't want to be in the middle of an adventure and find out that someone was kidnapped when they were a kid, and that might set off some triggers, and we don't want to do that. But 7 modern era adventures of mystery and death, taking investigators through a nightmare of unexpected outcomes, horrific dilemmas, and extreme cosmic horror for mature gamers only. Sorry, my back is bothering me a little. My tailbone is bothering me a little bit, so I can't get comfortable. These are just the brief synopsis of the adventures. Disturbing found footage from an abandoned asylum, an unsettling museum piece, and a missing student. A researcher goes missing in primeval woods along Lake Superior. Hey, it's in my backyard. A film actress murdered on camera. A socially isolated friend with new and secretive companions. A woman stalked by a mysterious group. Deadly fires erupt as an acquaintance discovers a strange new star. I mean, these are all thought-provoking, and, again, if you're not into, that kind of thing, if you're not a horror, this is probably not a book for you. If you're not a Call of Cthulhu player, again, this is probably not a book for you. But if you're playing some modern-day games, Fantasy Age or Modern Age, these would be great adventures to tweak over to Modern Age. Everything you need is in here, though, all the way from NPCs. I believe, they've got pre-done characters. Here's Robert Wagner, Phoenicia, New York, and it's a more updated kind of version of the character sheet. They leave the image blank so you can insert your own image. But again, quite a few pre-done characters. Police car collision in Rockford, Illinois. All these news articles in here that, are a little vague or a little, mysterious. And, there's some maps. You can see it's very well done. The color's nice. Layout of the book is amazing. So again, Stygian Fox, guys knocked it out of the park. This is a great 7 adventures for your modern day Cthulhu or modern. I could see dropping some of these adventures into Ghost Ops. You just put them in a third world country or a depressed area, Venezuela, some parts in Mexico where there are cartels operating. You can make this fit, and you've already got the adventure written for you. You just need to do the minor conversion work. And a thug is a thug is a thug. It doesn't matter what stats you're using. You have thugs in Ghost Ops or modern age for I want to say Fantasy Flight, but it's Green Ronin. So yeah, super useful, I think, if you're a modern GM running any kind of conspiracy, drama, horror, cosmic horror, anything like that, or obviously Call of Cthulhu. Boom, you've got it. So I just wanted to give a shout out. Again, this one is for mature gamers. It says it right on the cover. So maybe not leave this laying around so kids can read it, or anybody under 14, 15, whatever. You're your own best judge of your family and your friends. But Stygian Fox does great work. The production value is super nice on the book. It's hardback. I think this one's a little less pages, but again, 7 adventures, tons of information in here, not including character sheets. We are looking at, do they not do page numbers? I didn't notice that when I was flipping through here. 135 pages, not including the 6 or 7 pre-generated characters that are in here. So there's a little bang for your buck there. Again, Drive-Thru RPG, I'll put a link down in the doobly-doo. So yeah, that's kind of it. Miskatonic Valley, 2nd edition, 7 adventures. One of them is brand new. The rest are a reprint, new art, all color, handouts, the whole 9 yards, bunch of pre-gen characters. And then of course, Occam's Razor is modern Cthulhu, pre-generated characters, full color, laid out really well. So both hardback. Check them out if you get a chance. Stygian Fox on Drive-Thru RPG or Amazon.com. I'll put their Drive-Thru RPG link I'll put their website in the doobly-doo, and then you can get to wherever you want to go from there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a quick video while I'm on my lunch. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're into Cthulhu or whatever, these might be some great assets for you as a game master. They're not really player books. They're more for the game master. But if you're thinking about getting into Cthulhu as a GM or modern horror games, these are 2 good books that'll serve you well. So hope everybody enjoyed that. As always, like and subscribe. Thumbs if you liked it. Subs if you loved it. To steal from Dave Tootie, because I think he's awesome and I really enjoy his tech videos. And he's a Mac guy. Can't go wrong with that. Like and subscribe. Like I said, hit me up on Discord. Links are all in the doobly-doo. Patreon. Hit me up on Patreon. Become a Patreon member. When I get cool things like this that I'm not necessarily going to put into my library, I usually do a raffle every couple of months when I have enough swag, so to speak, and I send it out. So, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, it's $5 a month. Get you access to the Discord. You get marked as a Patreon, so everybody knows that you're a member of the Meanie Army. Or the Meanie Horde, as we like to call ourselves. I do run games on Foundry or Discord. And, of course, if you're a Patreon member, you get first dibs on those. And what else? I've got my affiliate link through Drive-Thru RPG. So if you want to pick these up, and you want the PDFs, a lot of people are going to PDFs these days because look at all these books behind me. It's crazy. If you want to pick up the PDFs, use my affiliate link. It's in the notes there. You just click on it, take you to Drive-Thru, then you search for whatever you want, and I get a little bit of a credit, and it helps out the channel a lot. So every little penny helps. Other than that, guys, hit me up on Discord. Love to talk about RPGs. I'm on there all day long. I have access to it on my phone while I'm at work. I love to chat with everybody. We have a great community on Discord. Paizo has announced a cooperation with Foundry. VTT, everybody knows, and if you don't know, now you'll know, I'm a huge fan of Foundry, and I love Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's my fantasy game of choice, and Paizo and Foundry have gone into partnership, and they are officially, I believe, on the 16th, releasing the beginner box set for Pathfinder. And then they're gonna add some other adventure paths and stuff. So looking forward to that. I think a PDF to Foundry is no longer supported because, like I said, it's going to be official through Paizo. You'll buy your PDFs through Paizo. If you already have the beginner box, the PDF of the beginner box, you can still buy it for Foundry, and you'll be able to get a discount off of what you paid for the PDF version, and then you'll be able to play it in Foundry with high resolution maps and tokens and all the monsters and everything you want. This GM, there'll be little prep work. I am planning on running the entry beginner box set adventure. I think people can either choose to do a pre-made character, one of the iconic pre-made level 1 characters, or they can make their own level 1 character, and we'll do it in Foundry. It's super easy. I don't know how much they're going to change the system from what it currently is, but it is going to, as of I believe the 16th, it'll be officially supported. So I hope everybody gets on board. If you're interested in getting in one of those Pathfinder beginner box games, hit me up on my Discord, let me know. Better yet, if you want a guaranteed spot, become a Patreon for $5 a month, and you'll get access. So I hope that's everyone's doing well. I'm going to get back to work. I just wanted to crank out a video real quick. As always, peace and hair grease. And again, just remember, be nice. Take care, everybody.